Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we peel back the shiny veneer of corporate reports to see what is really going on beneath. Today we're diving into Light & Wonder Inc. Its latest filing, it might sound dry, but trust me. There is a bit of a story here about how this company is keeping its stakeholders informed across the globe. We're looking at a basic current report and 8K, which usually signals a significant event for Light & Wonder. The big news isn't a massive financial boom or bust, but rather how they're communicating important information to different markets. Think of it as a company shouting its update from the rooftops, but making sure everyone in every neighborhood hears it. Alright, first things first, this is a filing from Light & Wonder Incorporated for the period ending the 5th of November 2025. And the main point of this report is pretty straightforward. They announced they sent information to the Australian Securities Exchange, or ASX, on that same date. This specific piece of information they sent to the ASX is called an Appendix 4A. Now, if you are not familiar with that, don't worry. In simple terms, it is just a statement detailing the company's CHESS depository interests that are currently in play, meaning the units of ownership that are available and circulating. They're essentially providing an update on what is out there for investors in Australia to see. So, while this filing itself doesn't contain a treasure trove of new financial numbers for us to dissect at this moment, it is important because it highlights the company's commitment to transparency with its international investors. They're making sure that their Australian counterparts are getting the same kind of essential updates that investors elsewhere would expect. The key thing to remember is the date here, the 5th of November. This filing is essentially a notification that they've complied with their reporting obligations in Australia. It's less about the nitty-gritty financials and more about their global investor relations strategy. Now let's zoom out a bit. Light & Wonder is a company involved in the gaming industry, providing both gaming and lottery products. They operate in a competitive space, and maintaining investor confidence is crucial. By filing this report, they're demonstrating to the market that they are actively managing their information flow and keeping all their stakeholders in the loop, regardless of where they are located. It is a good sign that they're being proactive. It's worth noting that their common stock is traded on the Nasdaq stock market under the ticker LNW. This means that any significant updates, whether they are about financial performance, corporate actions, or regulatory compliance like this one, are important for investors to be aware of. The report is signed off by James Sotile, who holds a pretty important role as Executive Vice President, Chief Legal Officer, and Corporate Secretary. This reinforces that the communication with the ASX was a formal and approved action by the company's leadership. So, what is the big takeaway here? It is not a financial bombshell, but it is a signal of good corporate housekeeping. Light & Wonder is making sure its reporting is up to snuff in international markets. For investors, this kind of timely and transparent communication is exactly what you want to see, even if it's a more procedural update. It shows they are mindful of their global footprint and their obligations to all their shareholders. Moving on to the bigger picture, Light & Wonder has been making strategic moves in recent years, including divestitures to focus more on its core gaming and lottery businesses. This particular filing, while simple, fits into that narrative of managing their business and communications effectively on a global scale. They aren't just a US company, they're a player on the world stage. And they're acting like one by keeping their Australian investors informed properly. In essence, this filing is a confirmation that Light & Wonder is doing what it should be doing to keep its Australian investors informed. While we don't have new profit or loss numbers here, this is part of the essential plumbing of corporate finance, making sure information flows where it needs to go. Now, looking at the company's overall direction, Light & Wonder is in the process of refining its business to be more focused. This means they are working to be as efficient and profitable as possible in their chosen segments. Keeping all markets informed is a strength because it builds trust. A weakness could be if they are spending too much time on these procedural filings instead of driving core business growth, but based on other information about the company. They seem to be balancing this well. A notable opportunity for Light & Wonder is the continued growth in global gaming markets. By keeping all their international investors happy and informed, they are building a strong foundation for future expansion and potential capital raises. A key risk always is the regulatory environment itself, and ensuring compliance everywhere is paramount. So, my conclusion on this particular filing is that it is a small but important piece of the puzzle. It tells us that Light & Wonder is being a responsible global corporate citizen. It is not a flashy announcement, but it is the kind of steady, consistent action that builds a strong reputation. Alright, That is our breakdown of Light & Wonder's latest filing. What is your take on this kind of disclosure and what it signals for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate reports. Don't forget to check out the Discord community linked in the description for more in-depth discussions. Thanks for watching. See you next time.